So I just have a short little audio recording to do for my FI1 section on gravitational fields. I'm a little stuffed up and I apologize, I have a cold. Hopefully my voice won't cut out or anything like that. But anyway, I want to talk about the law of universal gravitation, and this was created by Isaac Newton quite a long time ago. It's something we just accept now as humans. And what it says is that anything with a mass will gravitationally attract anything that has a mass with a force. Meaning that if I have a mass and you're standing across the room from me, there is a gravitational attraction between us. And, as is with many things, if it has more mass, it will also have more attraction. Now we know when things have more mass, and they're accelerating, it's harder to slow them down. They have more force. Well, the same thing is happening here. More mass, more gravitational attraction. Less mass, less gravitational attraction. Now, as I said before, if I'm standing over here and you're standing over there, there's a force between us. You're probably wondering, well, why, if there's a force between us, are we not pulled together? And why aren't we pulled together with everything else around us? Why is everyone not stuck together in one big ball? Well, we also have to remember that friction is another force present, and friction is working against this force of gravitational attraction. And in our case on Earth, the force of friction is greater than the force of gravitational attraction, so no motion occurs. And like I said before, I can accept this, you can accept this is something we're taught in school and things like that. When Isaac Newton came up with this way back when, it was very, very hard for people to accept the fact that force was going on, but there was no contact between objects. This was something they couldn't really wrap their minds around. It was something that it wasn't present at the time. It wasn't an idea that they had ever thought of before. And the worst part about it was, as Newton is trying to get them to believe this theory of his, which is now a law, but at the time it was a theory, he didn't really have any evidence to say how this was happening, other than it was happening. That was a big issue there. And another little kind of quirk about that was that often when you use the law of universal gravitation, the formula that goes with it has the constant g, and that's 6.673 times 10 to the negative 11 newtons meter squared per kilogram squared. But Isaac Newton didn't come up with that. In fact, came up with 111 years approximately after he came up with the law of universal gravitation, and it was from a Cavendish experiment just based on his theory and everything like that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that the law of universal gravitation was something that Newton came up with, but many people have done more work on that theory and I guess law since then to improve it to what we have today. So yeah, that's my little spiel on the law of universal gravitation.